Hey, everybody.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello,
How's
hello.
everybody doing?
Hello there.
Is my audio running, chat? I don't
I
know.
think everybody's audio's
Are
running. I
are
think,
we?
according to all this, actually, let me pull you down a little bit. There you
Okay,
go.
okay.
There we go. I got you fixed. I got you
What's
fixed.
up, fam? How's it going? How's it going,
Yeah,
everybody? Another Monday. Oh my goodness. It's another Monday.
it is. Oh my gosh. Ah, welcome, welcome. So we got a few in the
Yes.
chat already. Got Bumpkin and Starseed already active in chat.
Yes, Stu, hello. I was just about to
Oh,
say, where is Stu?
Stu, if
Nice
you've
to
been
see
following Stu,
Stu.
what did you do to yourself? I've been following your IG. Did you hurt yourself?
Yeah. Stu, did you trip and fall, get a boo-boo, and get an X-ray?
Yeah, you got an
Doesn't
X-ray.
it?
What did you?
I also realized, Stu, you got like big feet. It's like, I know it's just a weird observation, but
Perhaps.
bruh.
Yeah, man. I hope you're okay, though. I saw you.
Yeah.
Hope you're all right, man.
Get
Hope
well
you
soon, my
recover.
guy. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, what you been up to this past week?
Me,
Yeah.
finally, like, I feel like up until now with the move,
Hmm.
it's just been like every day there's a project.
Right.
And this is like the first time I've been like, oh my God, I can finally like catch up on some work and like start to get back to doing like content. I was looking at doing, because for those of you who don't know, I've got like my YouTube stuff with Airsoftology. I've got a patch company called Patch Fiend. And so I like today was like heads down, focusing on that. Sometimes I try to break it up like chunks of the
Hmm.
day. It's kind of hard when you like have multiple businesses you run,
No doubt, no
and then
doubt.
the distribution company too. So I was like, I've really been neglecting Patch Fiend like
Hmm.
significantly. So I was like, okay, I need to put some love to it. So I started reaching out to some vendors. I've got some new projects I'm kicking off, getting some quotes. Got a sample I just placed an order for. Got some new stuff. Been rebagging some things to go because I sell on Amazon too in the States. So I've been doing some rebagging in our own bags. And hey, when you own a company, you got to do it all, right? And the producer helps out with that
Yes,
too.
you do.
So like literally like QCing every patch and then like putting them in the
Hmm.
bags and all that. And it's life, right? It's what you do.
Right. It is what you do.
And sticking the barcodes on because you got to have barcodes for Amazon, all the
Right.
crazy
Of
stuff they
course.
want.
Of
So it's been
course.
like today was like, all right, I feel like the first time I was like, all right, today was a productive, not productive get the house ready, but like productive get back to work, kind of thing.
Right, right, right. Nice,
So
nice, nice. Razvan, nice to have you here.
three
Oh,
weeks
you
of
starting
vacation.
what?
What?
You I, I was gonna say, like, you better be going somewhere. You better be going somewhere fun. But hey, you better be going somewhere fun. So
Yeah. Where are you
make sure
going?
you let us know. Make sure you let us know in the chat later, like next week, what you're doing.
Yep.
So you already took a sip of your drink.
Oh yeah, I'm just like, dude, it's been a day. I've already been working. I'm like, I'm not even waiting to
Bro.
crack it on the show. I'm like, if
Bro.
y'all can read Chinese, you know what I'm drinking, right? If your
So
traditional is good,
what are you
you know what I'm
drinking for
drinking. I'm
those for the
drinking
rest of the world that doesn't speak
something
Chinese?
eight. I can't even read those. So it's the they call it the Ba PA, a
Uh-huh.
Ba PA instead of IPA.
It's like an 8
Eight
PA.
eight PA. It's a 8% IPA. But although I'll
Hmm.
tell you. I mean, I'm only like three sips in, so I'm not that
Right.
far in.
Okay.
And it's from my favorite place, Taihu, like the
Right.
usual
Of
go-to.
course.
Hence the little
Saw the tiger.
you
Saw
get to
the
see the little
tiger.
tiger at the top, right? It's
Yes,
the
sir. Yes,
Taihu
sir.
Brewery. Um,
Color
so
coordinated with your shirt.
I am man, little PTS rep. Got the got the boys at PTS, Greg and the crew, and Andrew and all them. Um, but yeah, I to me it's not a hoppy. I wouldn't call it an IPA or even an APA.
Hmm.
I'm thinking maybe it's an AP. I can't read, so I'll leave that up to you. But I don't think there's really
Right.
much of a description on here, to
Right.
be
Right. Right.
honest,
Right. Right.
except for just IPA.
Mhm.
It's more like a strong German beer. Like sometimes you get those German beers or those
Yeah.
European ones that have like the eight
Hmm.
percent, the 10%, the 12%,
Oh
those
yeah, man.
crazy strong ones. It's
Yes.
the flavor of it's very reminiscent. So it's like a little more malty
Hmm.
in there. So yeah,
Nice.
surprising.
Nice.
So
Hello to some of the latecomers, Herman, Noah. Nice having you guys here.
oh
Bumpkin
yeah,
having his normal morning coffee with some salted caramel whiskey.
whiskey in the morning. Must have been a rough night last
Bruh.
night.
Bruh, are you, bro? Okay. So I have some special from Mr. Koshida-san. So from Masaki himself. This is a yuzu. I think this is a yuzu chuhai, and it's a craft one. He went on, a domestic trip here, a little vacation to himself, much needed. The man works himself too hard.
So this is the
Um,
carryover from, this is more from last
this is this
week's.
is this is the carryover from more from last
Oh,
week. So he
okay,
got
okay,
me he
cool.
got me the 2 cans of Okayama Chuhai from the JR. This is from and that's from his trip to Okayama. Last week he went to Kochi, so that's a little bit outside. So I'm gonna crack this open because I'm very interested in this.
Go for it. And I like the way it pops
And
open. It's like a
oh
kind of
yeah,
an old school pull off.
yo,
You smell
you know
the
you
yuzu.
know you know when you make yuzu tea, or like the Korean yuzu tea, it's got that jam that you put in your
Mm.
glass. It smells exactly like that.
Oh, is it sweet? Let me know.
Yo, it smells so good. Like I don't even want to drink it.
Mine just tastes like drunk. Mine tastes like you're gonna
Mine
get drunk.
tastes like drunk.
Like literally has two English words on here. It says very and strong.
Very drunk.
Yeah,
Very
but
and
it's maybe
strong.
drunk. I don't know. All right.
Oh, it's perfect pour. All right. One glass. Once again, thank you,
All right.
Omori-san.
It's like cloudy. Like
It is. Oh, that is good.
what's the
That's
percentage
very
on
good.
it?
So this one is, I think this is 8%.
What?
That says here, 1.8% juice, and I think the alcoholic volume is 8%.
8%?
Bro,
Ah.
this is like you remember the
Mm.
yuzus the yuzu chuhais that we have at when you come to Japan
Yeah, yeah.
in the blue can, the one that like it just tastes like yuzu juice.
Yeah.
This is just as good at that, with just the smallest of a bite at the end.
Wow.
For something that's 9%, this surely does not taste like a 9% drink.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Like
that's pretty
for
impressive,
real,
man. Like so
for
you
real,
and I
for
are starting
real.
hard today
Yeah,
then.
for real, for real. So I have another bottle of sake inside after this, and I'll show you guys that because I would love to show off these lovely Arashiyama bamboo
Oh.
sake glasses that I got when I went to Arashiyama, and I would love to. I drank some sake out of these before, and because they're real bamboo, they got the little bit of that woody bamboo smell to them.
Does it soak
You
into
know,
the wood and kind of
I think it's slightly lacquered, so it
okay.
doesn't. It doesn't. But like, yeah, you can still smell, a little bit of that lacquer and a little bit of that bamboo. But when I was drinking it, it really kind of opened up a little bit. So really looking forward to using this one later. Anyways, oh, so earlier we were talking about something. So guys, if you've went back and watched some of our older episodes, we talked about one, and we had an episode where we talked about like some cultural differences between like living out here in Asia and in the West. And one of the things we brought up was superstition. And you brought up a story or something that they do in Taiwan. Apparently, if you see a red pocket or some kind of
Oh, yeah,
something,
the hongbao, the red
yeah,
envelope
yeah, the red
sitting on the
envelope
ground,
sitting on the ground, and if
especially
you,
during
yeah,
Ghost Month. This is like kind of way back to Ghost Month, I think. It's like
that's right. So
superstitions.
don't pick it up, right? Because if you pick it up, then you're kind of like married to the ghost,
Yeah, you
right?
could be married. It could actually have
Yeah,
like, yeah, it could be like some people think, oh, it's a red envelope, somebody dropped it, there's money in it.
yeah.
No.
Turns out, imagine filing for divorce with, what? Forget it. I think we talked about this last time too.
Yeah.
but yeah, like crazy. So just a few days ago, I was on Facebook and I was just kind of scrolling through, and a friend of mine from Hong Kong posted the same exact thing. I mean, at the time when we first talked about this, I swear to God, it sounded ridiculous AF. But apparently, it's also kind of a Hong Kong thing as
I
well.
think it's a Chinese cultural thing. I think it transcends like it's a superstition in Chinese culture in general, from what I
Right. I
understand,
think
not
so
just
too.
Taiwan. Because I mean, Taiwan, most of the culture, like most of it comes from,
But
Chinese.
Taiwan also kind of has its own little like myths and legends too,
True,
right?
very
Like,
much, very true. Yeah.
you know, because they've kind of been their own thing for the longest time.
Right.
And
And
then
there's
like for the
also, you know, like,
Japanese influence that came, sometime after that. So wow,
yeah.
you know,
And like, there's
yeah.
also the indigenous people that are here. They have their own, like, all their own culture and their own just
Mhm.
really rich heritage, which is very different than the Chinese heritage. So,
Yeah, yeah. I know, right? Like, so I read that and I was like, oh, I gotta bring this onto the show, coming up.
yep. So
So
it's a real, like, so it's also in Hong Kong. Actually, if you want to
mhm.
get divorced, you should probably call the law offices of Vetman Spangler and
Really, but I don't
Vetman
know.
Spangler and
But
what was
I don't know. I don't know if it worked though, because I don't know if like Asian ghosts work the same way as like New York City ghosts.
maybe, I don't know. Maybe you'd have to call. Is it like an Asian Ghostbusters? I don't know. Anyway, Ghost
We
Court.
may have to call like Chinese Ghostbusters,
Yeah. What would that be?
and they'll come in with like their wooden swords and their talismans and stuff like that.
You have to call.
those yellow talismans that they
Oh yeah,
always
yeah, yeah. I know
give
what
you.
you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah,
they try worse than New York ghosts.
because they've got like the
Um,
taxi drivers all have them like hanging
yes.
off their rearview mirrors. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. I don't know, Stu, but I'm sure the Taiwanese ghosts, I'm sure they're all on scooters.
Yeah. Jeez. For those somebody who drives here, let me tell you what. When I went back to the States, I get on the road. I'm like, it was just so easy. It's so.
Yeah.
I had driven to the States in 2.5 years, right? I've only had my car here for like a year
Mhm.
ish.
Yeah.
If even like barely, I think maybe a year, a little over a year, year and a half. And yeah, oh man, yeah, like going back to the States, I'm like, everyone drives civilized. I don't have to worry about, somebody just wandering into my, well, I'll tell you the story. I do actually.
You do have to account for Tesla drivers, okay? Like they're the same worldwide.
Yeah. I rented a Tesla there too, by the way. I'll tell you my story about the Tesla too. Did I mention that?
You told it to Masaki Ryan and I when we were
Right, yeah.
stateside.
So I'll tell you my feedback on that for someone who I rented for a week, went on a pretty decently long trip. But that said, not having to worry about scooters and all that. Oh my god, it's like my head's on a swivel driving here. Like it's a different experience, right? You're just like you're scanning the road. Like is some auntie or granny just gonna walk out in the crosswalk, or some grandpa, because why not? Or not even a crosswalk, just cross the road wherever they feel like crossing, and high speed traffic going, no worries, right? They'll just, yeah, whatever. And then, oh wait, are scooters just gonna swarm your car? Is somebody gonna, if you get your right blinker on, is a scooter gonna blow past you? You get your blinker on to change lanes in the fast lane, oh, scooter gonna pass you on the incorrect illegal side? Who knows? Hey, you never know, right? Or is somebody gonna be in front of you straddling the line, like the dashed white line, just straddling the
Yes.
line, so you can't do anything. That's normal.
Yeah.
And then if the taxis, you can guarantee they're bad. The Uber drivers are getting worse, but they have the Uber drivers have to have the red taxi license plate. They can't do the black and white one. They have to have the red and white one.
Right.
So at least now. You're like, all right, Uber. They're getting pretty bad. The Uber Eats people are the worst, and slash Food Panda, which is like another.
Oh,
food
dude, like
delivery.
they gotta they gotta
Dude,
make that delivery
Dude,
quick,
those
man.
guys, man, like when you see one of those
do
Uber
not
Eats or
care.
food, like the big pink Food Panda box, those guys, like it's all bets are off. You're like,
Yeah. Stay out of the way.
like they're the worst on the road. But yeah, it's pretty wild, man. It's the Wild West driving here. But yeah, the going back to the States wasn't bad, except, and sorry for anybody who's watching that lives in California, not sorry. I lived there for a while too. Okay, so many Californians have moved to my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. Like literally, I was seeing like cars with "I love LA" stickers in the back window, and they're like, and
It's LA's that way.
yeah, I'm like, bro, you're on the wrong side of the country if you love LA. Like, head on back that
Yeah.
way. I didn't recognize my hometown, but like the driving's got a little wild in Nashville. So anyway, Herman says the only thing that moves faster than the speed of light are Food Panda scooters. That is true.
That is absolutely true. Yo.
One-way street the
Herman.
wrong way. Yo, we're going. Doesn't matter. Like they'll come head on. Like, oh, okay, Food Panda scooter.
So here's something for Herman. Herman, I mean, you know where where the office is, the Red Wolf offices, right? So when you come down the Red Wolf office, you look across the road, there's the McDonald's. On the McDonald's side of the street, right? I seen a Food Panda guy pull up to a red light, ride onto the pavement, right? Onto the pavement, blast past that McDonald's, past that traffic light, get back on the road, and then keep going. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I see them here. You know what they'll do? They'll roll up to a light like that, like, and they're
Yeah.
waiting for the light to turn. It's red, and
Yeah.
if they want to get like somewhere, they'll like get off their scooter and push it through the crosswalk,
Oh my God.
and
Yeah.
then hop back on. And
Yo.
off they go. Like they'll literally
Yes.
play like well, I'm pushing my scooter. I'm going through the crosswalk
Yes.
now, and now they're like
Yes.
back on the scooter again.
Yes.
And we have these
Yo.
electric scooters here now. They're called Gogoro,
Yeah.
Gogoro, and I think they sell them now in Europe. But they're battery powered. They're like Tesla scooters essentially.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Taiwanese company, and those little suckers are fast. And they're not,
Oh,
not
I
like
know.
I'm not talking like a little tiny
Oh
stand
no,
on
they're like
bird
the ones
scooter.
you go around like city touring.
No, no,
Like,
no.
those are
This is like
right?
a legitimate sit-on ride, like the 150cc
Oh, okay,
engine
okay.
scooters. It's in the
Right.
150cc class. But these electric ones, man, they're lightning bolts, like off the line, because it's like a Tesla, right? Off the line, they hit it, they're like a missile. Like, so
Imagine some electric scooter guy rides up to a Kawasaki and be like, "Hey, you want to race, bro?"
well, it'll be close. There are heavy bikes here. Like they have no top
Oh,
end,
God.
but like they're still limited to a 150cc class, so they do have like a limited. They're nerfed essentially. They're kind of gated, but off the line, nothing can beat them. Nothing. Like, and the way it works here is you pull up to the painted white line, right, and you stop, and in front of it there's a box, and that's the scooter box. So there's a box that has a picture of a scooter in it, literally. And so all the scooter riders will, like, as you sit there in the traffic, like you're waiting, let's say it's like two traffic lights red, you got 2 lanes of
Right,
traffic,
right.
right? And the cars are just here, like around you is like, all the scooters will just stack up in front of you. Because scooters are going to be faster off the line anyway. But then
Yes.
you catch up to them, you know, a couple hundred meters down the road because you're
Right.
faster. So anyway, yeah, they'll all like so I've had my, like, I think I've said this in a couple shows past. Your mirrors are out. Oh my God, my mirrors are in poor condition. Like those little suckers, they'll come by with their handlebars, boonk, and like just pop your mirrors. I'm like, ugh. I don't even get mad anymore. I just roll the window down, like put the mirror back in place.
Not even a Doibuchi or a
Yeah,
Sumimasen.
not even like some people like they'll like give you a half wave, like sorry. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, it's
goodness.
at this point I'm just like I don't even get mad anymore. Like door dings, like you're just like. Lesson is don't buy a nice car in Taiwan. I see people like the fanciest cars and I look at it, like pull up at the stoplight, look over, I'm like 8 door dings and like a $250,000 McLaren. I'm like,
Dude,
sucks
the
for
auto detailing shops got to be happy, man. They're probably like the second largest domestic income
They're
makers.
everywhere. Like, so they just take over a ground shop, right? And you see 'em.
Right.
They got crazy names. You know it's an auto detailing shop because they have like 1 million fluorescent tubes or LED
Oh,
tubes.
of course, yeah,
So like
on the
there's
top, right?
so much light inside. So when you pull in, it looks like a paint booth.
Yeah.
And it's just because like the shops here on the ground floor are like just barely
Mm-hmm.
big enough to get a car in, or a little bit more, right? Like a normal stall size. So yeah, they'll have like the cars, like the detailing centers, they're everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah. You know, the one thing about like driving here, I haven't driven yet, but like one thing about like the road etiquette here is very interesting. Like I have not really seen green lights with arrows, you know.
Mhm.
When it's a green, it's like you can go. I'm like, it's not a green for a left, it's not a green for a right, it's on you.
But that's more
So-
American style, essentially.
And then get this, right? Sometimes they'll have a green for the traffic light and a green for the pedestrian light. So you'd be like, you know, you see the pedestrian light turn green and you cross the road and then you see this car just turn green and he's just driving right up next to you and he'll wait. And you cross the road and he'll go.
Here, it's like cars will weave through. Like there's a crosswalk. It's like, if there's a space, that car is like, especially taxi. They're like, or the blue work trucks.
Yeah.
They're these mini trucks. They're like micro trucks. They got like tiny
Oh,
wheels.
they're the same here. They've
Yeah,
got the
they're
same kind of trucks
style
here.
ones.
Yeah.
Same trucks. Like these micro.
Dude,
they're
I
not
wanna
even
get one
legal
so
in the
bad.
States.
They're so cute. Like I want to get one so bad.
I do too.
So-
I wanted to get one of these. I
There's-
want to get
there's
one
an
and
auto
paint it
shop.
like I want to get one and take the back. So it's just a flatbed, right? Like with a little
Yes.
flip up. Like it's like basically a pickup truck, 2-seater. It's got
Yes.
this tiny little 1.2 liter engine in it or something in it, right?
It'll go like 50 miles at best.
No, it'll get up to like
Unloaded.
it'll get up to like highway speeds, but barely, right? So, and they're all painted blue. I don't know why it's blue. It
Mhm.
just is here.
Right.
Like this color blue, like the background blue here.
Right.
And I want to get it and paint it like Flat Dark Earth.
Oh yes.
And then put like a cage in the
Yes.
back and hang backpacks on the side and
Yes.
use it for airsoft events in the
Yes.
States.
Yo, like down the road here, there's an auto shop with this old, sweet old Oji-san. And then he's got this little Daihatsu kind of like a semi pickup, but the front, apparently it's 2 seat, but the front, it looks like a airplane cockpit. Like I want to snap a picture and I'll send it to you. It is the coolest looking late 80s Japanese sci-fi looking little truck I've seen in my life. Like I've seen the guy drive it and I can see 2 seats in there, but there is no way in hell you're gonna fit another person in there.
Really?
No
Like-
way. Not even 2 Japanese guys.
All the Japanese little micro vans, I love them.
Yeah.
They're only in Japan. Like these little micro
They're
vans they
two-seaters.
advertise for like, no, for families. They're like a van, but they're like micro sized.
Oh, like the K cars, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, the
And,
K
but they're
cars
little
like
mini, they're like, and they
Yeah.
sell them for like family excursions. Like, and you can,
Mhm.
I don't know.
yeah, like you can rent like K car campers, which like supposedly fits like 4 people, which is in reality maybe 2. And then what they do is the top expands.
Oh, like
So
the
you
old
got this,
Volkswagen.
yeah. So you have like an expanding top, so you can kind of sleep on the top. So I was watching some travel channel, and one of these guys who lives in Japan was doing that, and so he was like, "Oh, what's it like to travel with a K car to go camping here?" And then like, it's not bad. He's like, "If you're going with one person, maybe 2, you'll be fine. More than 2, just just rent a normal car."
But that'd be kind of cool if you want to like solo camp, like kind of go off the grid.
Right
Kinda
here, I don't think there's any possibility of going off the grid here.
Yeah, I mean, if you go maybe north, but like in the States, everybody gets like
Japan's
those
so
big
connected,
Dodge.
yo.
They get those big Dodge vans, right? Like the Dodge
Yes.
Sprinters or the Mercedes ones, and they convert those. But yeah, I was seeing like Razvan, I'm with you, man. Like I used to go, I've owned so many cars in my lifetime. I mean, so many. And I would always freak out if there was a scratch or a door dent. I would just like rage. And now I'm just like, whatever. Like you should see. I'm gonna take a photo of how I park. You guys really need to see. Actually, I might even do a video of my apartment building parking experience, and you can visit it first person. And I'll put it up on the channel here, so you can kind of see what it's like to park a car in an elevator garage, like we talked about last week.
Right.
It's an experience. In fact, you know what? I'll do that next time I go out. I've got a pretty good camera on my phone. I will film the process and put it up, like parking in a garage in Taipei, and put it on the channel so you guys and gals can see what I do to get parked, and like how like, and I have like said, I bought an old car. I bought like an old like 10+ year old G35 Infinity. It's a fantastic car, big engine, high tax here, but it was cheap and it's fast and it's great, right? And I got it all detailed and polished, and I'm like, oh, I got every dent out of it. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. It lasted like a week, like the dents and the scratches. So
So Dustin, sorry man, I see your message. I see your message here in chat, and I am pulling up my Instagram and I'm trying to find you. Sorry, it's Instagram does not
IG
sort messages.
sucks.
It's just terrible.
like anybody who messaged me on IG, I'm like, I was like, want to just go ahead and
Just
apologize in advance.
Horrible.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah, we're jeez.
Yeah.
Taiwanese
Dustin,
Stu calls it Taiwanese technical. That's awesome.
Dustin, why don't you shoot me a message on my Facebook? I think you added me on Facebook a while ago. Shoot me a DM on Facebook. That's probably easiest there. Like Instagram is just so bad at filtering messages. Like
Well, Stu,
I
I'll
don't
tell
even
you
know
why
where
those
it is.
hotties never return your message. You don't got a blue check, bro. You gotta have the blue check
so
mark, or you're not getting your DMs answered. Period.
That's right. That's right.
No check,
For
no
real.
reply. That's life. It's life.
I mean, look, just count it as a win if they like if you react to one of their stories like 1,000 times and they'll like tap like once. Just that's it. Just screenshot it and then you're good. Like just
Actually, if you want me to go down my rant, like why are you even bothering chatting? Like I don't know. You should DM, but you should didn't. You don't even like their stuff. Don't even bother liking
Yes.
their stuff. Like seriously, don't. And sure as heck, don't comment on their photos.
Yeah, don't do it. Like there's so many times like, I see some,
Thirsty.
not even girls that are like thirst traps, right? Like sometimes I see like ladies in our day job industry and
Mhm.
they just do good content, like,
Yeah.
right, like Lily, I got to meet her recently, Lillian, from, you know we all know who she is. Big
Big
simping,
sip.
that's
That's so
right,
good.
that's right. But to be honest, like, there's been times like I would just benignly comment, and then after I comment, just something about, like, she was asking a question like, oh, what do you any thoughts about my loadout, and I literally just, without thinking, I was like, oh, I would probably, not let the pistol ride so low, and maybe the play carrier come up a little bit. And after I said that, after I typed the message, I'm like, man, I don't want to look like I'm simping, so
But you're not. You're actually
I'm not.
giving. The difference is
Right.
you're giving positive feedback. Like
True.
simping
But
is no
yes,
princess, no queen. You look
that
awesome.
that's true. But
Fire
at the end of
emoji,
but
hearts.
yeah,
You know,
and then but
like
at the end and then at the end of the day, like, for example, I've gotten to meet her, gotten to, chit chat with her. She knows who I am now. And for me to even want to go and comment on a post of hers is like, hey, looking great, love the loadout, it's, fantastic, looks great on you. Like, now that, to me, and now I have a check in my brain, like, I know we know each other, but
it's
I don't
different. You
want,
know somebody in real life. That's a
that's true.
totally,
I don't
totally
know.
different
I still have that. I
situation.
still have that in my brain, I still have that in my brain. I mean, shoot, I'm nowhere close to as popular as you are, Jonathan, from Airsoftology.
Whatever. Mister, I don't ever use my IG. Like, and the thing is too. By the way, Stu, too. The more followers you have, the IG will move your comment up,
Yeah.
like significantly. So
Also,
like,
the recommended people for you to follow would suddenly kind of start to be around the same number
yeah.
and the
So
same growth.
when you comment on someone,
Weird.
if you comment on somebody's photo or whatever, so once you start moving your number up and you start moving that needle up on IG, then you end up, like, when you do comment on somebody, you will
Mm.
show up. Like, you will
Yeah.
be in the top comment, and they'll be like, "Whoa!" It'll like
Yeah.
actually be in the top of the list.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Like, you got to make it past some weird threshold.
yeah, I don't
And then,
know what it
and then
is.
somehow, like, you're
Is it
suddenly
like
viewed as
10K?
like
I don't
legit.
know.
I don't think so. I think it's anywhere past 5.
Okay, so it's 5K. Yeah,
I think anywhere past 5, you're kind of viewed as more like not an enthusiast anymore. Like,
yeah.
you're
You're
using
actually
this
you're
platform for
professional
a
at that point.
reason. Yeah.
You've got
Like,
enough content that people are like,
10K, yeah, 10K used to be the bar of entry because 10K was the base minimum that you needed to have before you could embed links.
"Oh,
And
that's right." Yeah,
that was the big thing, but you don't need to do that anymore. I think you can start embedding links as soon as like 3K now.
yeah. But like, you don't have to be like everybody's like, "Oh, you'd be pretty on IG." No, just put out good content. Like
Mhm.
seriously,
Yeah.
like we're shifting gears from like e-scooters and bad traffic to IG tips. For real, make content that's good,
Mhm.
basically valuable,
Yes.
and just be consistent.
And make
Consistent with it.
content. Go ahead, Jono. Go ahead,
That's it.
Jono. I
And
know
I
you.
suck at the because I'm like, practice what
Mhm.
you preach, which I don't. Just be consistent. I used to be consistent and I had good
Yeah.
numbers, but
Be consistent. I mean, that's something that I see as well. Like, I try to post as much as possible, but
you're
also,
way better at it than I am.
well, I try. And I do kind of have to grow the
Well, it's
numbers,
kind
but
of your
like,
job, yeah.
that is also kind of my job. That's true. But also make content that you enjoy, right?
Mm.
If it becomes tiring and monotonous, your heart's not going to be in it, and people are going to see it. Like, you will see it, right? And the worst part about like doing social media, because I've been so fortunate that work has kind of like literally given me free reign on like Facebook and Instagram. So like, if you guys have seen the upswing of how work has been doing, is like I've been like, I have Google Analytics running. Google Analytics running. Then I have our metadata running, and then I use all of this data to produce content for everything. That's and to which leads me into I hope you guys enjoyed the Lego blocks
Yeah,
accessories.
what was up with that? How'd you get that?
Okay,
By the way,
sorry.
how'd you get the Lego blocks on the rail?
Okay, so I have to answer Anto's question first.
Yeah,
Sorry,
get
my
Anto,
curiosity
then
is
get
killing
Dustin.
me. Is that a jazz top? No, it is not a jazz top. In spirit of the Warriors winning the championship, I have an OG Warrior, Baron Davis from the New Orleans Hornets.
Oh, New
This
Orleans. That's
his
why it's like
first
got the New
one.
Orleans.
That's right. New
Oh,
Orleans Hornet Baron Davis is my guy, man. BD. He was, man, he was one of my favorite players growing up, yeah, outside of Kevin Garnett. So like, I love Baron Davis. And I followed him, New Orleans all the way to Golden State, and beyond. And so yeah, Baron Davis, man, love the guy. Love, love, love. Um, what was the
but
other
it
one?
is the Utah Jazz colors. Like I'm seeing
Yes,
the yeah,
kind of close. Yes.
kind of with not the teal, but yeah.
Dustin
Dustin.
doesn't know even MPX until a short time ago.
Man, I'll tell you right now, I love the MPX, but you got to fix the battery in the front rail thing. That's the only
So,
negative
but
of the MPX.
here's the thing, right? So, like, I know some of you guys follow us on our day job as well. So, like, here's the thing: the 7.4 volt, like Japanese regulated MPX, slaps really hard
Well, yeah, because you're only
out of the
slapping at like
box, right?
285.
And it's actually my mind has kind of changed a little bit about this gun, to be honest. I reviewed the crap out of it when I was at Red Wolf, and with the 7.4,
You can't
7.4,
push it at
because
350
you
or
can't.
4 or
And
375.
the trigger response was just, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't good, you know. And and but with this one, yes, you can't trigger spam semi because it's got no like ETU in it, right? Like it's just got like a MOSFET, and that's it. It's got no programmable electric trigger. It doesn't do anything fancy with the gears. However, if you can kind of pick up the cadence, you can send some rounds. Like, dude, I was providing cover fire for my teammates, like for my colleagues. Like I was smoking fools. And to be honest, like I was very impressed. So like I am going to do a video on this. Just I'm trying to get some audio equipment. I'm trying to, the same one as you were trying to get, Jono.
Yeah,
And
it's
like
all back order, man.
it's, oh
We're,
my
by the
goodness.
way,
Like
what we're looking for is we're us being geeks. We want the DJI mic, right? It's like
yes,
this. It's called the DJI mic. It's this wireless lavalier set.
super
You get two
original
little,
name.
I know, right? They're like, we're just gonna call it the mic. So you got one receiver, two transmitters. So you have two mics. You can mic two people at once, which is cool,
Right.
right? And they're
Yeah.
wireless. And you get a receiver that you can hook up, which I like the Rode, which is what I use now,
Mhm,
is
mhm.
does the same thing,
Yes.
but it works with your cell phone.
Yes.
So the
USB-C.
receiver you can just plug right in your
Yeah.
phone, and you have two mic, and I can use my phone to
That's
film
right.
everybody.
That's right. The receiver has a place where you can. So it's got, the hot shoe is not for your camera. Your camera mounting is a cold shoe. That means, that doesn't connect with the interface on your camera. It just mounts to the top. The adapter is for USB-C that plugs into your cell phone,
Yeah.
or a lightning port that plugs into your iPhone, and then magically solves all of your audio
You
questions,
can,
all your audio problems
Stu,
on
you
your
can
phone.
monitor both. So it has you can do headphones. You can monitor both levels. You can see the
Mm-hmm.
levels on the receiver unit. It works
Mm-hmm.
on your phone and on your I got a full I don't know. You're using like a webcam, right?
Right now, I'm still using webcam. So
Yeah,
I'm
I've
this
got
this
like a
room here
legit
is
Sony camera here.
office, and this will be that soon.
So, but yeah, it's if you can find it, yeah. Like here in Taiwan, it's still going through customs, so I'm
Joe,
waiting.
it is, yeah,
I'm
it
waiting.
is so.
I've got one actually. I
out
got it on
here.
order. I'm just waiting for it to clear customs here.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
not
Herman.
mine, not me clear customs. Like literally, the device Stu has to clear customs in Taiwan.
Right.
Like it's got to pass like the FCC approval here. So
Mhm.
just chill and wait. Yeah, it's all like it's pre-order sold out. Like it hit
Yeah,
the states,
it's
sold out
so
everywhere.
hard, because like the thing is, like with the Rode Minis, like they were kind of like the industry standard, but like like I was telling John earlier, like in the pre-show, like today I sat there and I was eyeing the Rode Mini because they had the new package with it, which is a one receiver and then two mics. It's the same exact setup that they have for the DJI, but the problem is it doesn't have the phone connectivity, and I just couldn't pull the trigger.
I think
Like
Rode will do it, but the question is when. And
yeah,
also
exactly.
DJI too. What's cool is like you get a box,
Yeah.
And
It's
you
just
put
like
them
your
in there.
AirPods.
You put them. No, it charges them.
Yeah, just like your AirPods.
You like bloop, like AirPods, like a big box,
Yep.
like it's a not a big box, but it's like decent, like,
Self-contained.
you
Click.
put them
That's
in
it.
and it charges everything.
Yep. It charges everything.
Yeah.
It automatically pairs just like your AirPods. You turn it on and then the three just automatically connect.
Yeah, it's
Like,
pretty legit. I use the Rode, like I said. I've got the Rode. I love it. It's what I
mhm.
use when I do like you saw
Yeah.
it. I took it to the
Yeah.
States. You
Yeah.
guys even
Yeah.
used it. It's
Yeah.
it's a game changer, right?
Mhm.
Like just real
Mhm.
quick, super easy, but it works fantastic only for like this, like a legit
Like
camera.
a camera. Yeah.
But if I want to use this, I'm out of luck.
Yeah, man.
I have
You
no
know.
choice. Now, I've got why are we talking about audio gear? I've got Rhodes Video Mic Me,
Mhm.
the new one. If I can
Yeah.
hide my
Yeah.
face.
So this one has the phone interface too. So this
This
is
one's
USB-C
USB-C,
right here. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I can USB-C. So I just really just boop right inside of my phone and off it goes, which is good, but it only works like pretty much at arm length, right?
Mhm,
So if you're
mhm.
doing selfie stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, we're gonna lose we're gonna lose viewers if we keep talking about AV stuff. But no, it's something we want to do, and I know some of you guys do a lot of video
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah. I'm sure there's aspiring content creators in here and like people who are interested in like, like some behind the scenes stuff,
Yeah, and the thing is, if you can get your content creation to this device and something else, and you can literally do everything with just the thing you have in your pocket, right? Your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh, by the way, I think they have the USB-C. I don't know if the DJI has a Lightning connector though. I don't know if it works.
It does. The DJI
So
has
you
two.
do
It comes with both. Yeah.
Nice. So then you're set. No matter what you have, you're done.
Imagine because with USB-C, it should work even with your computer because it's just an audio source in.
Yeah.
Right. That's all it is. So like imagine now you can actually go and record professional level voiceovers directly into your computer. I mean, this is great. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, sometimes you want to, I don't know about you. Sometimes when I'm thinking out loud or I'm doing dictation, I like to walk. I like to walk around as I'm doing some audio
me
notes,
too.
especially when I'm writing, right? So, this is something that I was really looking forward to. And so today I was just sitting there, and I was like, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger.
Round two.
Nice. Oh, so this is the
This is the
competitor
Rich.
to last week's.
Yeah. So last week I saw this, and of course they had to one up. The other one had new in the corner in a triangle. This one's like, no. Acai's like, yo, bro, we're going a step bigger. We're dropping the new
New.
across the whole top.
The whole top.
In case you didn't know, this is new. And it's funny. I love this. The fact that there's nowhere on here it says in Japanese new. Only in English.
Yes.
Only
Because
in English.
Japanese people are so polite like that. They just, they don't want to let all the Japanese people know it's new. We're just gonna put English on it.
Yeah.
So if
even
you
though
know, you
there's
know.
no tourist, right?
If you know, you know.
Looks like the Orient Watch is it's very like super British. I mean, that's like proper British, like a unicorn. Well, we got a unicorn on one side, we got a lion on the other.
I'm surprised the Japanese got no
I love
dragon on it. Come on
Since
now.
2020, made in Japan. So,
Nice.
oh,
Nice.
smells
Come on.
promising.
Drink it now. Drink it now.
Good, but it doesn't slap.
Doesn't slap like the Sapporo.
Sapporo's it, man.
man,
This is
Sapporo.
good. This is still good, but this is like a strong 8.5.
Right.
If Sapporo's the 10, this is coming in like 8,
Yeah.
8.5. This is like a good B plus. This is a B
Right.
plus. B plus.
I think like maybe if you didn't have the Sapporo and you drank that, it would have been like, oh my god,
It's
this
got
is
a
like,
little bit of that, but it's got a little bit of that hoppy bite. That
oh okay, kind of like the premium malts kind
yeah,
of
like
vibe
premium
going
malt.
on.
It's got the premium
Okay.
malts vibe. Yeah, exactly. I think this is like a hair richer than the premium malts, but it doesn't
I feel you.
slap.
I feel you.
Doesn't slap like Sapporo, man. Sapporo, it's got
Yo,
the crown.
whatever
For the rich,
whatever they did. I mean,
Sapporo
Masaki was
still
saying, right?
takes the
That's like their
crown.
old beer. Apparently, that's their old beer, and like,
Yeah.
geez, they should just keep it.
Yeah,
don't do
don't
limited.
change it.
Just keep it going. Oh my god.
But yeah, so this one, it's good. It's very, very drinkable. Don't get me wrong. It's still a quality beer. Do not. I
Yes.
mean, 8.5 it's solid,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not a 10 like
Right.
Sapporo. Sapporo's when it comes to the rich, at least in mine, like if you're gonna say it's rich,
Mm-hmm.
like the mouthfeel isn't as thick The flavor's not
Right.
as strong. Like it's like everything's just like tick tick, two little ticks lower. And
Okay.
Sapporo's like two
Okay.
little ticks higher. So,
Okay. I see that. I see that.
mm.
Oh
But
goodness
Bumpkin, let me tell you
gracious.
what, man. And Dustin, you said you want to be a creator first off, but you don't have the push or drive. If you don't have the drive to be a content creator, absolutely don't do it.
Hmm.
It is, you have to be like Mark and I, mentally ill. I mean, obsessed
Yes,
with Did I say
we are.
mentally? I don't think I meant mentally. Yes, mentally ill.
In look, nothing against mentally ill people, but
No,
it's a
you gotta be mentally
sickness.
ill in a special way. We Mark
It's
and
a
I are,
sickness.
and I'm not joking.
Yeah.
You have to be able to put yourself out there and
Hmm.
honest to God, take the absolute most amount of, like, you have to be a masochist.
Oh
And I
God,
mean
yes, you
it,
do.
not physical masochist, but you have to be a mental masochist. And I mean this when I say mentally ill. I'm
Yeah.
not bagging on people who do have mental disease. I'm saying,
Hmm.
like, for real, it it's rough, man. Like,
It is. It is. I
it's,
mean, outside of just that, you also have to deal with like slow channel growth. You put so much effort into something, you make something beautiful, and then like 35 views,
yeah,
right? Like,
some computer scripted program decides that yours isn't good enough because
mhm.
the in the first 12 hours your viewers were doing something else there because they didn't click on your video fast enough. Therefore, this video must not be good, but it could be great. It could be the best
Mhm.
video you ever made. But so yeah, for real, absolutely. Like, if you don't want, you got to be like ready to take the abuse hit if you want to
Yeah.
be in this
Well,
world. But
for
yeah.
sure. That, and also like you're also gonna have to contend with the fact that you need to like be breathing, eating, sleeping, dreaming about looking at your analytics and your numbers, and then like you have to know what's going on and be plugged in. And I mean, to be honest,
But
I
you're
used
talking
to
advanced though. I'm
laugh.
gonna tell you right now, man.
Yeah.
You just got to make 100 pieces of content
Yeah.
before you even think about
Oh, for
anything
sure,
else.
for sure. It's just one of those things, like, people like content creators talk about burnout. Like, I totally get it. I totally get it because it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like, you really have to be some kind of crazy person to be like doing this all the time. Like, which I've realized I have a problem because sometimes I'll be out having a few drinks with people and I'm still looking at numbers and analytics on my phone. And I'm like, then I realized maybe I should put this away.
Oh wait, no.
But
So
yeah.
Dustin clarified. Oh, to start. Oh, dude. Okay, so if you want to do it but you don't know the geek stuff, it's super simple.
Mhm.
Seriously, how to start? Like, I'll tell you right now. You guys want to know the secret of how to start YouTube slash. Okay, what I would tell you right now is different than
Mhm.
what I told you 6 months ago. If you want to start, film 10 shorts videos. I'm talking 30 seconds, maybe a minute long, no more than a
Mhm.
minute, on whatever topic you want to do. Film them, film 10. Don't post a thing. Film 10, edit them on your phone. Film them on your phone, film on vertical. No. Yes. Film on vertical mode. Shoot 10 videos. Before you post anything, get 10 done and then just quickly edit them. Just rough. I
Mhm.
mean, as rough as you can. You don't know how to do it. Just drag the sliders in. Okay, this is where it was good. This is where it's good. All right, I'm going to go with this part. Done. I got it under a minute. Put them up on, create a TikTok account, create an IG account, and do a YouTube account.
Mhm.
Those three. Post the same video to all three. You have 10 videos. Post one video a week for 10 weeks. Or better yet, post 2 videos a week for 10 weeks. Before you do anything, get 10 done. On your 5th video you've posted, film 10 more. So when you have 5 more to post, you're going to film 10 more videos. And you're going to do it again. Rinse, repeat. And I'm going to tell
Mhm.
you, your first 10 videos will suck. Your second 10, you'll be like, hey, I'm better. And then you're going to put the third 10 out,
Yeah.
and you're going to think your second 10 sucked. And you put your
Mhm.
fourth 10 out, you're going to think your third 10 sucked. And it's going to be a process until you put out 100 videos. And you'll be like, you know what? My last videos weren't that bad. You're going to
Yeah.
find your message. You will have do not care about your subscriber count. Don't look at numbers. Don't care about likes. Post them and forget it.
Yep.
Literally, do not check your analytics.
Mhm. Yeah, for
until
the
you
in the
get,
beginning, it's kind of it's kind of depressing.
yeah, like
Not gonna lie.
literally just do it, man. I'm telling you, the
Yeah.
only way to do it is to build the muscle memory and like make a
Hmm.
habit out of it. If
Hmm.
you look at your numbers, like like two people watched it and they both gave it a thumbs down. Like, all right, you want to? I've never deleted my old videos. Go back to my old stuff. Seriously, go to airsoftology.com or go to airsoftology on YouTube. Go on my thing, scroll to the freaking bottom, go to uploads and go to the last video. In fact, better yet, watch some of my old airsoftology news videos. I watch them back and they're cringeworthy. Like,
Oh, dude, I love the
dude,
taglines. What are
they're
you talking about?
cringe. They're
Help
so
you out in the crunch.
ah,
Help
they're
you out in the
so
pinch.
cringe.
Yo, what
No,
the
no,
hell?
the news, the airsoftology news. I shot green screen when I lived in Tampa. That was like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. They're super cringe. My pacing's terrible. Everything's terrible. They're mega cringe. And I watch back and I'm like, dude, I thought these were the freaking bomb back then. I remember clearly, I'm like, these are awesome. And I'm like, now I'm watching back, I'm like, oh, it's so painful. But
It's
that's
so
it.
true.
You just got to do it, man. Like you will never get good until you do it. I
Yes, that's
trust
right.
me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's another little bit of advice for you too, Dustin. I mean, like, or whoever else is listening that want to do this. The great thing about filming vertical now and using these things such as like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, or whatnot, is because these other platforms want to be such competitor to TikTok. They've kind of relaxed a lot of their you know censoring and restricting of your content. Like for example, I can now post an airsoft gun video,
Really? You're not getting like
a
slapped
reel,
on
a
TikTok?
reel. No, man, I can post an airsoft gun reel on my Instagram. If I post the same thing in a video form, it won't get more than 300, 400 plays. In a reel form, it'll get like 3,000.
Mm.
Work was the same thing. I have a video of like that Call of Duty style, your gun is pointed in the air, you
Hmm.
kind of do like the rotate,
I know the ones. Yeah, you're doing the Call of
that
Duty. I
one,
know you're
yeah,
doing a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
that one I have 16,000 plays.
Dang.
Yeah. And it's just like right now, because they want that platform for people to just mindlessly scroll. Now is the time to get in and do it. You're absolutely right. Like I try to do the same thing for work when I plan out content for the rest of, for the week. I make sure I work in 4 or 5 reels that we supplement with our actual posts and with our stories, because it just goes and reaches other eyeballs that you may or may not have in your arsenal. So like that's really been working out very well for us. And we like the numbers bear it out for us here. So, it's all good. So if you guys are doing that, like just kind of give that a try. I think that'll really help you guys out, and I think, you guys will see some fruits of your labor in that regard. I do want to touch on something you said earlier though, John, like, when you go back, when you go back and watch your old videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you watch it, you're like, at the time you're like, man, damn, this is so good. This is what it is. Like, look at the views. And then you watch it now and you're like, oh man, I wish I could deliver that a little bit better.
Oh yeah,
Man,
you're
I wish
critiquing.
I
You're
wasn't
constantly
I wish
like,
I wasn't so cringy with the head turn.
or it's just like my
Like,
pacing. I'm like, God,
yes,
like
exactly.
I could have, like my pacing on like the jokes I wrote, right, or
Mhm,
the funny
mhm.
little like
Yes.
quips, or like, because I always do like dad jokes. Like I totally, it's on purpose, right? Because I'm not a
Here's the thing though,
comedian.
like I don't think this is something that a lot of creators go through though. Like they talk about it. It's so funny. Like I think it's a unique phenomenon with people who actually go through and purposely change their style as often as they can to get to where they are. Like for example, I tried to make a point that maybe I looked at every year that I was at Red Wolf as a season. So every season at Red Wolf, if you kind of start from the beginning of where I started my career to where I left, it is a drastic change, right? It is a drastic change from how it was. And I always wanted to kind of, be able to change it up to be able to reach different audiences. And that's kind of my idea. But then like you see some other content creators out there, I'm not going to name names, but you see other content creators out there, they say these things, they pay the lip service. It's like, oh man, I watched some of my old videos, they're so cringy, but they make the same videos, the same style, the same way how they talk and present,
I
the
know.
same type of, it's the same thing,
For me,
right?
I never go too far back, but I'm
Mhm.
always looking back. I try to look back about 3 to 6 months
Right.
and see what I can improve on from that point. Because
Hmm.
I'll look back and like, oh, I was using this, I was using a lot, or
Yeah.
maybe I wasn't looking at the camera, or maybe because I got a new camera, I'm staring at the monitor, which is where my finger's pointing now, instead of the lens, which is here, like, and if I
Hmm.
get closer, you can kind of see that I'm not making eye contact with the with you guys. So like
Hmm.
there's little critiques I'll always constantly do. And to be honest, I don't know if you guys notice it or not. You may not, but for me, I'm always like, oh, messing up, right? Oh, I need to fix that.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and it hurts. I'm not gonna say like it doesn't hurt, but it like you have to build that shell.
Hmm.
That's what I said, like
Hmm.
that shell, that armor, where you no longer feel uncomfortable watching yourself on video and
Hmm.
play yourself back. And it takes about 100 videos before you're no longer uncomfortable,
Yeah.
like, oh, like, the sound of my voice sounds
It's
weird
super weird,
and all this
man.
stuff,
But
to where it's like, now it's like, okay, I'm watching, basically when I go to edit mode, I'm like
yeah.
watching a talent. And
Yes.
now I'm like, oh,
This
this
is
guy
someone else.
sucks.
This is not me.
This guy
This is not me.
sucks.
Yeah.
I need to fix his mistakes. Like you
Yeah.
actually become two people, like
Oh
the
yeah, for
person who's
sure.
on camera and the person who's
Yeah.
off. But what's weird is too, and Dustin, you kind of mentioned something earlier. I've always tried to be me.
Hmm.
Like if you ever meet me in person,
Yes.
I feel like, and Mark, you know this,
Hmm.
like I feel like I'm not that much different than who I'm, especially
No,
here
you're
on
not.
this podcast.
I think the only difference that you and maybe
I
I
may swear,
have
I
on
swear a
screen,
lot
yeah,
more in person.
on screen, off screen is we swear more.
I knew you were
Like,
gonna say that.
come on, man.
I'm-
Let's keep it
I'm
real.
like TG on Airsoftology. I'm like a hard R in real life. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
100%. Yeah. I mean, I always in some of my early days in Red Wolf, like because I really was trying to find my footing, I've tried really hard to really differentiate myself on and off screen because I wanted people to see that, hey, which was so funny because I met one of our industry friends, um, nice British chap that we usually run into in IWA,
Mhm.
works for a company there, and then he told me, he's like, he was like saying, which is very interesting because he said to me that he prefers sometimes talking to me because it's so different from my on-screen persona, and he enjoyed that way more than because he had this
I'll
feeling
I'll
he
be
had this
honest with
feeling that
you. Like now that you're not to bag on, I'm not being, like the whole thing about Red Wolf, but I felt like in Red Wolf, this just me observing you, knowing I've
Mhm.
always known you, I've known you for a long time now.
Yes.
That I felt like when you do your Red Wolf videos, Red Wolf back in the Red Wolf days,
Mhm.
you were Mark delivering a script.
Right.
It wasn't bad. You were good at delivering a
Mhm.
script, but you
Yes.
weren't Mark.
Yes.
You were the presenter delivering a script, right?
Mhm. Yes. A lot of
Vers-
times, yes.
yeah,
For
a
the
lot
for
of-
the most part, I think it was like 80%.
And it was good,
Yeah.
but it wasn't you.
Mhm.
And that's how I was. Like, go back to my old stuff, right? I was on a
Yeah.
teleprompter, right? Like my
Mhm.
airsoft. I was trying to say, go back and look at the Airsoftology news. I did like 18 episodes
Mhm.
of that. It's way back. It's like a decade ago now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, and I stayed on script. I literally had like
Mhm.
an iPad and it was running on a teleprompter system, and I had it and I timed it and I was literally following the script. I wrote
Right.
everything out, and it's good in a way, but
Mhm.
it didn't let who I really was come through.
That's
And I,
very true.
and I think now you've I don't want to say it's not good or bad. I just feel like the leash is loose in Mark and
I feel like
Mark.
I feel like I've in a very good way, and I always, want to thank Red Bull for giving me the opportunity. I think I've earned my stripes in the industry, and what
Mhm.
we do, and I think over the countless trade shows that we do, the different people that we meet, manufacturers or industry people or other retailers or whatever. And I think like I've kind of gotten the nod to be able to be like, all right, we trust you enough that you're not going to go BS people and you're not going to talk some
Dude,
some
you know your
some
stuff.
some some
You don't
shiz,
need a
right?
script. You know your stuff.
Oh, for sure. And but the good thing is just like, I feel like now, where I'm at now, with the company here, it's just they have put a sense of expectation on me, which I love, because like they know what I bring, and they're now able to lean on it and give me the opportunity to lean on it, to lean on my knowledge. And it's been really fun. It's a very different dynamic. It allows me to kind of be more me, and you see it in my posts. You see the different kind of creativity that we have in our work posts, which goes back to the Lego stuff.
Yeah, full
So,
circle. This is what like the whole Lego
which
thing
goes,
kicked this off.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it goes back to the Lego stuff. One of our boss is a big Lego guy, and
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
it was one of those passion projects that it was like, I think it's like, if I'm remembering this right, it spawned out of a discussion that they had that went kind of like, wouldn't it be interesting if, right? And so, then we just kind of went with it. And this is well before I joined, right? I joined and they showed me prototypes. I'm like, we're gonna what?
Yeah, we're gonna what?
That was literally my that was literally my reaction. We're gonna what?
I think
This
it's
is not
all
real.
like
Is this like, this cannot
it's
be
awesome,
real?
man. Like
It is.
it's so good. Like there needs to be more of this kind of fun
Yes.
stuff in every industry. Like don't take things too seriously.
It's funny because it's so in a good way, and I'm not saying this is in a good way. It's so silly that it's hard not to enjoy it. When Ryan and I were filming that short of us pretending to be all serious and doing like room breaching with a rubber ducky as our as our grenade, like we could not stop laughing at ourselves, and we had to do these shoots over and over again.
That's
Our poor camera guy, we had to keep explaining to him why this was funny. And like at the same time, I think in his brain it's like, oh man, American jokes, they're so unintellectual.
it's you know what? American jokes are like fart jokes always there's a reason fart jokes always work. They always work for a reason. But like yeah, like I saw that. I saw that in your reel and I was like, this is hilarious, so good. And you know what I thought immediately? I'm like, I want to buy this Lego adapter.
Mhm.
Like that's the first thing I thought. I was like, "Are you gonna make this stupid thing? Because you better make the stupid thing. Because I want to put Legos on my. I want to have an adapter that's put Legos on there.
Yes. So there's three things. There's three things you can get. You can get it's called the block hider, which is a flash hider. It's 14 millimeters CCW. It is literally a Lego block.
And then you can build whatever you
and
want
then you
off of
and then
it.
you twist it onto your 14 millimeter CCW. Imagine that on your gun instead of a orange ugly A2 birdcage. I'm just saying. And then we have the M-LOK adapters, which literally is like those
In block.
rectangular
Yep.
Ego, like those block pieces, and then you put it on the M-LOK. And then we have the block Picatinny adapter, which you slide on top of your Picatinny rail, and then voila.
Done. Actually, I like
It
for
was
real.
so,
Like you have them already. They like
yeah, they're at the office, dude. Last week, all Friday,
Are they done?
everybody
Are they
was
like actually for sale?
like, they're out. I think they're going on pre-order real soon. Like
Like-
real soon. Like they're getting ready to
Side
get
note,
out
hey,
the
everybody
door.
here, like, hold on for a second. Like, bro, like, hook me up with one. I want to get, like, I want
Yo, I'll go talk to Masaki
I
tomorrow.
want to do a video on one of these,
I'll
man.
talk to Masaki tomorrow. I'll talk to Masaki and Ryan tomorrow.
Like,
First thing in the morning.
like, do that. I'm gonna go buy some Star Wars Lego kits, and
Yo.
they're going on my stuff.
Dude,
it's happening.
we had
It's happening. Lego
Yes.
Yoda is gonna be on top. It's done.
one of our girls is really into Pokemon, so she put all of her Pokemon on the on like one of these guns. Nagatani-san, Megumi is into like those minion figures, and she put
Mhm.
minions all over it. So yeah, it's super. It was one of those things. Like, I looked at it like, it's funny. You come to a new place and you kind of have to look at things with a fresh set of eyes. And it's challenging even for me. Like, sometimes I look at it, I'm like, man, like, this is tough pill to swallow. But you got to do what you got to do. And then like, I saw this Lego thing, and I'm like, all right, let's make the best out of it. Like, let's have some fun. And so That's what we did. And I think that's something that really I find very, very refreshing about this company. I know not all Japanese companies are like this, where we literally like, I think 30, 45 minutes before lunch, we were all standing in the middle of the room around the table, like building, stuff on our guns.
Yeah,
And
like
everybody
Bumpkin's
was
talking
having
about
an
building a
opportunity,
dragon around the end of his tracer. I'm like think what you do.
Yes.
You get this, you get what you want, then you glue them together so it's like not gonna
Hmm.
fall. Yeah, like you bump
That's
it and fall
right.
apart.
That's
So you
right.
glue it so it'll
And
stay.
yeah, there's really cool
Oh, it's
details on
on.
it. Like on the tip of the bricks, like instead of Lego, it says lax. It says lilacs on it. So like it's you can read it on both. It's Lego spec, so you can put Legos directly
Yeah,
on
because the
it.
Lego trade the
So
patent on Lego
mhm,
expired, so it's
that's right.
fair game now.
Yep. So it's
Yeah,
Lego spec,
yeah,
and
exactly,
yeah, it's
Dustin.
so
You're
cool.
exactly right, man. It never hurts to be a kid again. Like it
That's
really
right.
doesn't hurt,
So true. Like, can you imagine camouflaging your gun with like Lego, like those Lego leaf pieces, dude?
there's so many things to do.
Dude, like, who would have thought?
Yeah. So for real, let's chat after the show here.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
for
get
real,
I
for
want to
real.
like I get some. I will help you. I will absolutely help you promote this because it's just too
Yes.
cool of an idea. It needs to get out to everybody.
Yeah. I was
So
like, dude, guys, why couldn't we have launched this at April Fools? It would have been like the perfect April Fools. Launch it and
yeah,
then like just don't say anything. And then like a week later, be like, oh, remember this thing when we did for April
yeah,
Fools?
like it's
Here it
real. Like
is.
yeah,
Yeah.
launch it and then like put it up for pre-order.
Dude, like,
So
oh, people would lose their minds.
so,
But,
but
hey, it was
Herman,
good.
rolling back, Herman, we actually could we get Kai W1 here? Herman says no.
Kai, here's the thing. I've never had any relationship with Kai. And that's the thing.
But I think transitive, through the transitive property of you working for the same employer at one point, Kai would be pretty good to have on. Like
It
we're all
would.
camera geeks, we're all
Mhm.
YouTube guys. Kai might take us up on the offer.
Well, I wouldn't even know how to contact him, to be honest.
I could probably find him.
We can slide into his DMs as well as like 30,000 other camera manufacturers.
Yeah. Blue check marks, man. The blue check marks. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But on Dustin's point, man, like for real though, Dustin, like for those of you guys here, you're like, oh, you say you don't know us? Like I'm not lying. If you're here on this show, you like you
Yeah.
truly know like this is like
This is as real can
like we've
get.
talked about this like with like Stu and those of us that know us in real life, like Stu that knows us personally and like Nelson who's on here and Herman and the guys that know us in person, like real life,
Jay,
right?
I played football against Jay.
Like there's a lot of people in chat that know us in real life. You'll know this is like you're just joining a conversation with
Yeah,
us.
man.
So
Yeah.
you
This
know
is
us at this point. I mean,
Mhm.
like there's this show is seriously about just us being us. Like
yeah.
just hanging out.
Outside of the cursing, this is it.
Yeah, I mean even then I do drop a little here. I'm not as
Right.
censored as I am on my other channel, but
Hmm.
yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, for real.
It's not like
Yeah,
YouTube,
like
it's not like
this is
YouTube pays
really-
any money these days, especially to
I
airsofters.
know.
Ugh.
I know. But yeah, this is about as us as you'll get. Like, I think in the beginning when we first talked about the show, we all said like, you know, this is just kind of an excuse for Jono and I to hang out. And this is, and drink beers. That's literally the reason why we started this podcast. Was give us an excuse that every Monday we catch up and hang out. And that's really what it is.
Like there's a lot of times Mark and I don't even talk like through the whole week, and we're like, same time, man. Yeah, all right, cool. And then like
Yeah, yeah.
this is
And then we catch
genuinely the
up on
time that we
everything,
catch
yeah.
up in front of
Yes.
everybody. Like
Yes.
this is the talk that Mark and I would have like on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
If nobody.
Like, of
was
course,
here.
like we text each other throughout the week too. Of course, guys,
Yeah.
like don't think like fucking oh whoops. Don't think like
Oh, there we go.
yikes, Whoa,
Boom.
whoa, that was a bad one.
That
too.
was yeah. That
Man,
was.
if y'all got kids, in
I'm
the car,
I'm dropped. I'm trying kids in.
yikes. Oh my god. Wow.
Well, if they
Man,
got kids in the
if-
car and they're listening,
If any
this
of you have ever
this
followed
deep,
me,
we're
Yeah.
like an hour plus in. If they got kids in the car, they're
Wow.
it's okay.
I
You
think this
wanna
is the
die.
first time. I think this is the first time I've ever cursed. Oh well, not no.
Really?
This
I've
is the
dropped a few on
no. This I've never. This is the first time I've ever said that particular word on the internet. Period.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Thank you. I try to keep it
Golf clap.
dude. I don't even partake in the tobacco when I'm at events without hiding.
True. Yeah.
You were there at Houston, right? When we did
Yeah. You had
Palooza?
to go
Yeah.
sneak. Yeah.
I had to go hide. I had to go hide behind
Well,
the
like at
Uberex
shows,
booth.
I don't drink. Like, I mean, I don't smoke at all anyway, but I don't drink in like at all at the shows. Like some
Okay.
guys like walk around, I'm like, no.
It's time for me to sake it up. Give me a second.
Nelson. Yeah, Nelson. Nelson, you and I, like, our chats are like littered with F bombs. Yeah. Like that's, and not in an aggressive way. It's just, it's an adjective. It's an adverb. It's a verb. It's a noun. Mark, by the way, Mark's got those I can't go anywhere in Japan without getting strange looks tattoos on.
All right. So
I was just saying your tattoos, man. Like you've got the I can't go anywhere without people thinking I'm a Yakuza.
funny, but true. It's so funny because like I've gone out so many times, and clearly after talking to me, they realize I'm not right. And also, it's way too colorful to be like Yakuza tattoos. I have too many flowers, too many flowers on me,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, these guys are joking. Oh, you're a Yakuza? No, fake Yakuza.
Yeah.
So
Tell me your triad.
yeah, yikes, no way. I have to get like really ugly tattoos to be a triad.
Yeah.
Anyways, so look at this bottle. It is so simple.
That's pretty legit though.
It is so simple, and it's water from this beautiful river in Kochi, and it's not like some super fancy sake. It's just like, just a regular sake, but it's water from this particular river, and so I've been meaning.
I would buy that just from the bottle, like the
I
label.
know there's something about just this very simple label and this beautiful bottle. It gives off a nice blue hue with the river, and this all I want to do is chug this, but I can't because Masaki is my dear friend, and I'm not going to embarrass him on screen by chugging sake out of a bottle. Oh, I have done that.
There's no judgment here.
Though I have done that in Nara Park.
Nara walking around with a deer. But
Yes,
never been to
at Nara
Nara. Yeah,
Park.
Nara is where all the deer are. Like there's all these like wild deer. Like they're tame. There's like there's thousands of them, and they're considered like what emissaries for the gods. I guess.
Yes. So
They're
in
protected.
Nara,
You can't hunt them.
yes. So it's funny. So in Japanese folklore, there's two messengers of the gods. There's foxes and there's deer. And then so in Nara Prefecture, deer are very revered because they have like temples and dedicated
beautiful
and it's
temples in
beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And they always tell me the joke like the moment those deer they walk down into Wakayama Prefecture, they're fair game.
Yeah. As soon as they
The
leave, they
moment
leave that
leave,
border. It's like
they're fair game.
But no, what like some of them that live in that area, it's pretty kind of cool, right? If you've
They
never
live
been
in
if you've never
the
been,
temple,
like in the temple area, like they're-
temple grounds, the
they
park,
just
Nara
wander
Park,
around, and then the temple grounds they sell these little deer biscuits. They're about
Yeah.
and they're super thin. They're like circle about this big. And you buy a stack of them. They're cheap.
Yeah.
They're like
they're very cheap, like a buck, like
yeah,
$2.
like 100 yen or something for like a stack
Yeah.
of like 10 or 15 of these little guys. And they're like tied off. There's vendors, and these vendors sell them specifically to raise money to keep up the grounds. Like that's what they're there
Yes.
for. They're not doing it to make money. They're doing it to like cover the temple grounds and the upkeep and all that. So you buy a stack of them, and the deer are like, "Oh, you got
and
some."
it's on.
It's like, whoa, they like swarm you.
Oh yeah, man.
Like a
and you don't
horde of
feed
deer.
them; they'll like bite you. They'll like bump you a little
But they're
bit.
not. They're not biting you aggressively. They're like,
No,
hey,
they're just like, hey, feed me. Yeah.
But what's cool is as you walk through some areas, like there's some areas that are covered in like trees and woods and they're dark, and there's some that are open in the sun. Some of the deer have learned they will bow to you.
Yes, this is so
For
true.
real,
This
the
is
deer will go-
100% real. Yeah, they'll come and
They will
bow
literally
and
bow to you reverently, like respectfully, in the attempt
Oh
to
no,
get a biscuit.
Stu,
from
you can pet these.
Oh, you can
these
touch
deer.
them. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
They're
dude, you
super
can.
tame.
I walked up to a sleeping buck underneath a tree.
Big
I was
ol' horns.
dude, I was this close to this deer's head, and he just looked at me like, "Sup?" And then he just went back to bed.
Yeah.
Dude, you can totally touch, like
You can pet them. You can touch them. They're super
totally-
chill.
Yes,
Like
they're very chill. I
Yeah.
mean, even during baby deer season, when I went there one time with Masaki, they were still super chill. Like even some of the baby deer, I think like the ones that they let out, they're very socialized, and then their parents are very socialized, and then you can touch them. Ryan, I think they're like just regular whitetail.
They're pretty
They're
small. They're
they're yeah.
small-ish. They're
They're
not
they're
like
like
American
they're like,
size. So if
yeah.
you're looking at like, so if you're thinking American sized deer, they're not like a full-blown whitetail. They're
They're like a
two
smaller,
thirds of the size of a whitetail,
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
full-grown whitetail. I think like I would say smaller than a doe,
I
smaller than
think they'll
white-tailed
be
deer.
like I think they'll be like in between like an American whitetail, a little bit bigger than the Sika.
Like their shoulders will come onto my hip, maybe a
Yeah.
little, maybe my rib cage on like the
Yeah.
biggest ones.
Yeah.
The shoulder there, not the
Well,
head.
also they keep the bigger bucks in the back. Like
Yeah,
they don't let them roam
yeah, because they're
too much.
big.
Yeah.
They're full
Yeah.
size.
Yeah. They're bigger ones. So like they'll have like some of the younger bucks. Yes, Bambi, Dustin.
Yep. But it's funny, like you'll see like some of these girls will buy the biscuits, right? And they'll go to feed one. And they get so laser focused, right? On the one they're
Yeah.
feeding, they don't realize there's like 30, a horde of 30 approaching from the
Yeah.
rear. So they're holding like they're behind their back, right? They've got like the
Mm-hmm.
stack and they're like, here's your one. And then like the 30 are like, ha ha ha. And they'll just come and attack
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, they will.
Not
They
attack,
will,
but they'll like
man.
just go for
Mhm.
it. And then you'll hear like random screams. Girls
Yes.
like ah! Like this high pitched squeal, and you'll see the little Japanese girl like running away with like a handful of these little biscuit things, like and there's like 30 deer in tow, and they're not like chasing her to kill her, but they're like, hey,
Food
food.
that way.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. You gotta go, and like the temples are
Yes.
amazing. Like the main temple there's this incredibly
Yeah.
huge bronze Buddha
So,
inside. That's just
yes. So
unbelievable.
there's two temples, right? So
Yeah.
there's the big giant, big one, with that you have to pay money to go into the inner
Yeah, you have to
court,
pay. Yeah,
right?
I pay.
Yeah.
It's cheap.
It's not expensive. It's
Yeah.
like
A
10
few
bucks.
dollars. Yeah, it's like
Give or take at best. But then like there's another smaller temple like in the back of the woods in Nara Park. And then that's where they have the bronze deer statue with that's actually a fountain where you can actually drink the water and like do the whole purification thing, wash your hands, pay your respects and pray or whatever. You can do that at that one. And it's real, it's they're both beautiful. I always like to go to the one in the woods. Even when there's people around, it's so quiet. A lot of the tourists like to go to the big one because they have the huge temple grounds, and a lot of the schools here, they take their school trips to that one. But then like this one that is like in the woods, I don't know. I wish Masaki was on tonight. Like he can probably give you guys more insight. But when I went, it's always very, very respectful. There's people don't run around snapping photos. It's really quiet, very peaceful. You can just kind of hear the wind and the fountain with the deer, spouting water, and it's
then you have
really
these,
nice.
as you move through the ground, and these grounds are like 100+ acre. It's huge. Like we're not talking like a small area. Like it is a massive ground. Like as you
Yeah,
walk through all
Nara
the
Park
grounds, Nara Park
is pretty legit.
yeah, it's huge. There are these
Yeah.
incredibly tall pagodas. Like what?
Mhm.
Like I guess like what? 100 feet? Maybe 80 feet? 100 feet?
Something
100,
like that.
100 plus feet? Like they're 80 feet-ish tall, and they're these
Mhm.
beautiful multi-tier pagodas. It's
And the stone lanterns that line the roads, that every year they light them. Oh, beautiful.
especially
beautiful,
like
beautiful.
when you get to the area that's in the woods, the stone lanterns that are through there,
Yeah.
and there's deer that just hang out because like the road is like a stone paved road, like old.
Yes.
And there's like a lot of like areas where there's walls, and then like the stone lanterns are up on the walls.
Yeah,
And there'll be
yeah.
deer just in there, and they'll be bowing at you as you walk by.
Mhm.
It's just
It's
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 very
super
cool
surreal.
experience.
It's a really surreal experience. Like it's one of those like you go see videos about it and you're like, BS. And then we talk about it like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. You're probably like opining a little bit. And then you go and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
pretty
the deer is really bowing at me.
yeah, it's pretty wild. It's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
fun story, Masaki took me there, and in the same area, there is a famous swordsmith that's been he has the mark of the emperor.
The
right?
one on top of the hill.
Yeah, so it's in a little village area. There's a shopping village, and there's a mark of the emperor. So it's like they've been a swordsmith for the emperor for I forget how many hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And you can go in, you can buy of course, you can buy swords,
Yes.
but I didn't want a sword. They sell chef's knives, and I love to cook. By the way, if you guys don't know me, that's one of my little secret things. I love to cook.
Yes.
So I bought this unbelievably cool and not really that expensive
Like hand forged chef's knife.
chef's knife, and it's got their mark in it with their characters in kanji down the knife. I mean, I've got it right there. I could go get it if you want to see it. I'll actually show it on camera. I'll go grab it for you. It's super cool, and it's so, I need to resharpen it. It was so razor sharp. When I talked to him, Masaki was translating to the guy that was there, saying, "This is so sharp. When you cut onions, you won't cry."
Ooh, that's really sharp. That's
And
good.
like, so when you test them, they give you shit. There's like stacks of paper, like newspaper, and you get the knife so you could cut through the paper as you test.
Yeah, they
your
probably
knives.
just go.
Yeah, you could test the knives on the paper, and you're like, I want that one. Like, okay, and they'll give you that one. I'll go get it for you guys. Hang on.
Yeah. So you go get it, and I'll answer some questions in
You
chat.
can keep
So,
talking about how far
yeah.
are you. Dustin's asking how far
Yeah.
you are from Nara.
So
pretty
Dustin,
close.
I am where I live right now. If I walk 10 minutes that way, it is a station called Tennoji Station, and Tennoji Station goes to two specific places, Wakayama and Nara. So I can actually go that way, and I can get on a train in about 30 minutes or so, and I'm at Nara City, so Narashi. And I get up out of the subway, and then I walk 20 minutes, and I'm at Nara Park. So I'm within an hour of Nara Park. I'm also within an hour of Kyoto. So like I'm kind of in between. Osaka is like wonderfully situated in between Nara and Kyoto. So if you want to see those two places, Osaka is a great middle place for you. Ho Shin Young, how other than furniture, how long did it get me to settle after moving? Oh my God, that is so beautiful.
And I wanted it with the cloud blade.
Oh my God.
So like the
that
kind of
is
the samurai
so
sword
beautiful.
cloud.
Yo,
You guys can see the.
Wow.
But they have different
That is
handles.
so
I actually went with a
cool.
modern handle. So this is more of a
Yes.
modern chef's knife handle on purpose. I wanted something that was more modern, but and you can see the markings down. If you can
That
read.
is
I don't know if you can read.
so-
If you can read
Wow.
traditional, you can probably read.
Yes. But like also, but like different meanings. Right?
Something san. Is that san?
Santiao.
Something san. I don't know. I can't really.
I think that's his name.
Yeah, it's the name of the
Yeah, the
swordsman.
name of the guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But this, I wanted it with like, I always like the samurai sword blades that have that cloud marking.
Yeah,
you know?
the Hamon.
That's what it's called. So yeah,
beautiful.
this is my chef's knife, and
That is a beautiful knife. Really, jeez.
that's it.
Yeah. So Ho Ching Young, to be honest, I've been coming back to Osaka since 2012, 2013. So like getting settled in for me was pretty quick. Like I knew several of the places around here. I've been able to go and see a lot of the places here, traveling here so often. I used to do at least two, maybe three trips to Osaka a year back in the day. Really up until COVID, that's what I would do at least two times a year. Like there's just a vibe about this city. I don't know how to explain it. I talk to foreigners here and they say the same thing. It's the Osaka vibe. That's really all it is. It's the old school Kansai hospitality Osaka vibe. So it's very unique.
Like if you want to go visit Japan, Tokyo is super cool.
Super cool. You gotta do it.
Go.
You
gotta go see Tokyo.
do it. Yes.
But if you're like Mark and I, where we're close enough where we can visit consistently, like I don't know, I'm the same. I have to mirror what he said. It's something about Osaka.
Yeah,
it's just it feels comfortable. It feels like I don't know. It's hard to describe.
It's homey. It's homey, and people are very warm. Really, kind of like they're way more willing to kind of chit chat and laugh it up and chum it up with you here. I think maybe because like Osaka's always been like a very commerce centric, merchant city with people from all over the West used to come here back in the days trading, like when they finally opened up. And or even back in the day when they were just like a very commercialized city themselves, it's just something about the vibe here. This Kansai vibe. It's just something about it, and which goes into a good point. Luke, if you ask if I've taken any of the bullet trains here, yes, I've taken several of the Shinkansen bullet trains here. The most famous one, of course, the Tokaido Shinkansen that runs from Tokyo to Osaka.
Yep.
It takes you about 2 hours.
It's crazy fast.
It's super crazy fast. It's smooth.
But you don't
it's
feel
quiet.
it.
It's scary you how smooth it is. So why I think that dovetails nicely into this your question is, if you do end up being able to come and travel to Japan without having to join a travel tour, hopefully later on,
Yeah.
End of the year next year, I would say maybe fly into Tokyo and fly out from Osaka. If might as well. I mean, you're here, you're taking all this time to get here. Might as well spend like 2-3 days in Tokyo. And then when you're in Osaka, you can hit Osaka, Nara, Kobe, and Kyoto. Because it's all right around this
Kobe,
area.
like Osaka is known for food. Like it's commerce, but it's also the food capital. So in Tokyo, you'll get like, you got Akihabara, you got Shinjuku, you got all the cool touristy stuff, right?
Yeah.
You can go to Godzilla Hotel, you can do the Tokyo
Yo,
Tower.
you got to do the Godzilla Hotel, man.
You do have to do Godzilla Hotel.
You do have to do the Godzilla Hotel.
But all that stuff, you can do all those things. It's so freaking cool. But like you'll find good food there, really good food.
Yes.
But when you go to Osaka, it's just a different level of food.
Bro,
like everything,
it's so different.
Like you just randomly like open up
Yes.
Google Maps. What I do is I just go there, open up Google Maps. I'm like, oh, this has got over. And Osaka, like Osaka residents are pretty like good with the Google reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're seeing over 4 stars, you're like, all right, it's got to be a good place. You just like, all right, I'll just try this place. And you go in,
Yeah.
and to Dustin's asking is like, hey, Southern hospitality.
Oh, that's the
Tokyo-
closest what you're gonna get here.
Tokyo,
It's
you
super
might get a
close to that.
little New Yorky cold-ish. Not really New York. I wouldn't say New York, but maybe a little coldish.
It's
like
it's what you think Japan is.
yeah, it's very
you get-
like it is
yeah.
absolutely as advertised. But in
Yes.
Osaka, like people may not be able to speak English, but they'll try to communicate with you.
Oh, yeah.
They'll work. Like you can do the sign language game. You can point. They'll help. They're more friendly. You do get that Southern hospitality
Yes.
out of the Kansai area. And I think that's what draws me back. I mean, Mark's a Southern guy too. I mean, you're Arkansas, I'm Tennessee.
Yep.
I mean, we're both Southern boys here, and Dustin.
New York's cold because New York is cold. Because
Cold.
it's a cold place.
It's a cold place.
There you go.
Winky, we love you. You know we do. But New Yorkers, they got to get stuff done. Everybody's got a plan, right? They don't got time. for
I
that
always tease her. I say, New Yorkers think it's charming. The rest of the country just calls it rude.
BS. Yeah. I get to switch to New York mode. Like kind of like Chicago. You got to switch Chicago mode, right? But we still love you, Winky. Don't worry.
Yeah. So like, if any of you guys want to come this way, that's something I would highly recommend. Hit Tokyo. Tokyo is 100% worth seeing, especially if you've never been there before. I've never been in this side of the world. Like Tokyo, just the how do I put it? The sensory overload you will get from Tokyo is stories upon stories in and of itself. And then like, after you spent maybe like a Saturday, Sunday in Tokyo, jump on the Shinkansen, come down to Osaka, come see the city. Osaka is also so close to some of the other places. Kobe, hey, go fulfill your dream of eating Kobe beef. It is from my house. If I want to go to Kobe, it's 45 minutes away.
Yeah, and you can
it's a
get
train ride.
beef that will ruin your experience of beef for the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life. It's within an hour, and then you're in Kobe City. So it's worth. I think like if you really want to see like Asian culture in Japan, I think a Tokyo combined with Osaka trip is definitely worth it. Plus, you get to go and ride in Spirits that bullet train on the way down.
Like
And,
fast train. And let me tell you this pro tip: stay at a hotel that offers a proper Japanese buffet breakfast. It's so worth it. Like you're gonna eat things. You're like, why is there fish on the buffet in the morning? Like, what is this here for? And what do you mean you crack a raw egg in your rice? It's game changer. It's absolutely game changer. So
Yes.
you got to do it. You got to do it.
Dustin, here's an interesting point you made. Like you're into like the car scene and racing and stuff like that.
F1.
Here's the funny thing about like Japanese car culture. It's really interesting. It's not like if you've ever watched Tokyo Drift, I think Tokyo Drift did the Japanese car culture such a disservice, it would scare you. Like you come here, it is such a wide gamut of things. Like how is there a C5 Corvette parked 5 feet away from me, and a McLaren parked right here. Like, hello, why is there a Dodge Challenger Hellcat down middle of Umeda? Dude, I saw like 6 Chrysler, like was a Chrysler 300?
Yeah, the 300s.
Yeah, like the new ones, like the
Really?
newer ones. Yeah, dude, down in American Village in Namba, I just sat there. I'm like, dude, and then I was like, oh wow, that is a Rolls Royce Phantom Coupe.
Oh,
What? What? Yes. So like,
no,
and if you
there are
want to
no
get into like the
right-hand drive
drifting
Mustangs.
scene,
I don't think
there are.
there are.
There
I wish there
are.
were right-hand
There's
drive.
dude, there's right hand drive Corvette C8s
What?
because we had to pander to the Brits.
Oh my god! Oh, the Brits. That's why.
Because
Okay,
because you know they had to do
but I will
it.
take it this: if you're like Nomura-san, it's
You gotta do a hardcore.
You gotta go hardcore, and
That's
you
right.
got
You have to
like
drive
you
a
have to
left
be
hand drive.
like if you want the super rare, if you want to be like that prestige level, you gotta do left-hand drive.
Yes. Yes. Like so yeah, like Dustin, like the thing is like you'll see some of these like super tricked out like drift cars, but like
You'll also see like R32s. You'll see like I mean like
yeah,
you'll see
dude,
some
like
rare like
bro, yo,
proper rare
you'll see some
JDM stuff that
like
is.
yes. Like
By the
you'll
way,
see
my
some
my
like
G35 is
Mhm.
J-Spec.
yeah,
So like it's kind of like one of my like geek dreams. Like I always
yes.
wanted a G35,
Hmm.
and I've got a freaking J-Spec one. Like I literally had the import paper like when it was imported from
Yeah.
Japan. Like
Yeah.
it's left-hand drive because that's
Mhm.
what we drive. We were left-hand drive here in
Mhm.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
You're right-hand drive in Hong Kong where you were and Japan.
Yeah. And I see so many Japanese people doing left hand drive too. I'm like, what is this country?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, to kind of what I'm trying to say is like, you know, a lot of people want to get into like a lot of Westerners want to get into the car scene and they want to come and see it. But like a lot of times you need an in, and that in is not always very easy to find. And because like I've been very fortunate to be able to go meet a lot of people down where I go have drinks. And but my goodness, like it's not like something you can just like, oh man, there's a car meet. I'm gonna totally walk up and take pictures. You may get your butt kicked and get thrown out, like for real, for real. Like,
Outsiders like in
yeah,
those tight knit communities, from what
yeah,
I've at least seen from my experience going to Japan, you have to be vouched and validated for. Like
yeah.
there's not. It's not like you can buy like in the West. You can buy like okay, I'm gonna go buy a McLaren. Now I can go join the
Hmm.
McLaren car club. No problem. Even here, you
Yes,
buy a McLaren, or Mercedes or whatever
you're
BMW
automatically in.
M.
Yeah,
You can go join the club. It's cool,
yeah.
right? You got it. You're in.
Hmm.
And you might have to like find your friends and stuff in there and develop relationships, but it's normal.
Hmm.
Japan, from my at least outsider experience,
Yeah.
you gotta have someone, and this kind of goes for everything in Japanese culture. You've got to have someone that vouches for you.
Yeah, I think it's like the subculture culture. That's such a stupid way of phrasing it, but it's true. The subculture culture here is so wow. Like it's more of a culture. Yeah, yeah. It really is. Like the subculture thing here is like very strong and it's very protected.
Yeah.
And like they like it's not even against like it's not even like a Westerner versus local thing. Like I've even kind of seen it where like you know like okay we're our own group and then you know if you want to come in you have to like be like XYZ, right? You know you have to do these things like almost like a rite of passage, or you like for real like you need someone who is in to say hey you know my boys he's chill, you know don't worry, and then you're in, right? But like to find that in is like wow, you know. Sounds like airsoft used to be in the UK before social
So yeah,
media.
it sounds like airsoft when I started playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
yeah, Stu's the same way. Yeah, exactly.
But like, you know, Japanese people, I have such respect for them because they take their subcultures so seriously. Like they have like when people say like work hard, play hard, man, the Japanese people in their subculture, which is their playtime, they play hard, yo. Like they like this is their lives. And it's a big respect, you know, which is very interesting.
Yeah, I remember
Airsoft is definitely a subculture.
yeah. I remember we
Totally a
went to go
subculture
play.
here, man. Craziness.
I think by the end of that one Crytek owners convention, like owners meeting a few years back, like we we kind of got the, like, they saw, like, we were the foreigner group there, we're all media, we're all running around, and then I remember after, like, Mitch and some of the guys had those, like, and Scott had those crazy, like, insane pushes
Yeah.
in that match, and, like, all of a sudden people were like, all right, you guys are pretty all right, like, we're cool with you. Like, it was
Yeah.
like we were the outsiders, and, like, there was respect earned. I feel like it, but it was like,
Yeah.
it took, like, some serious, like, you had to put your experience out there. You had to say, okay, look,
Yeah.
fine, if we're gonna play this, it's not like I got to show you what I can do. Like, I got to show
Yeah,
you
for
that,
sure.
like,
For sure.
I'm gonna earn to be here. And
Yeah. I mean, it's super cool. Like, don't get us wrong. Like, it's not like they're not welcoming, right? But they just
No.
like, because they're so like, what I've really realized, after especially not living here, I would say, like, I thought I had, I wouldn't say a good, but a semi decent understanding on some Japanese culture, living so close and coming here so many times, so often. But like, after being here, and especially being in the airsoft subculture, to be honest, like, a lot of these people really take it very seriously. Like, for example, airsoft fields, they have dedicated days where they have photo shoots and events only for specific loadouts. So this last game that I went to, they had an LE style loadout event, photography event, only for people who do LE loadouts.
Yeah.
And that, and I'm not even talking about just dudes. Like, the girls here, they're super dedicated, man. Like, when they play, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm totally building like a US Marshals loadout. Like, they'll show you their Eagle Industries RRV, and then
Yeah.
like their
For real.
their badge, and then they're using real level 3 plates, and then they have real Safariland. I'm like, oh my God.
Like, it's, and this is not just like this, not just the guys, it's anybody playing.
It's
not
like
gender
anyone
specific.
who plays. Yeah, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
How's it work for residency?
Yeah, but like,
that's a podcast in and of itself.
yeah, like Herman, like, I think Taiwan's very, like, open. Like, we could talk about this. We can have, like, actually have the airsoft episode.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do
Yeah.
an airsoft episode.
Yeah, I think we should do like maybe like an airsoft episode, like, kind of, now that I'm here and I've been to a few games, I'm like kind of plugged in. I would love to talk about airsoft, about that here a little bit more, because, to be honest, on a level of fun, I think it's way more fun playing here. Just the fun level. I'm not talking about realistic. I'm not talking about whatever. I'm talking about just the fun aspect. Yes, I did talk about real plates.
In Japan.
In Japan. For 6mm BBs. For guns that don't shoot over 300 FPS.
For girls that weigh about 50
Like,
kilos.
90 pounds soaking wet.
50 kilos on a good day. And that's probably probably closer to 45 kilos.
Yeah. 50 kilos after eating like a lot of like yakiniku.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
so.
Like, yo, Luke, wild, for real. I'm not joking, man. Like, like, we played last week, the week before, a couple weeks ago, and 2 weeks ago, and then so one of my bosses, Nomura-san, he has his own little thing, which is like the zombie response squad, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? This dessert thing. And then so there was some other. It's so funny. This was his little brainchild that spawned other followers. And then that day at the airsoft field, other followers that were not like part of Nomura-san's clique were there. And then we got there, and then like apparently we also do a lot of good for this particular airsoft field. Boss at the airsoft field called a manager, and he got on the phone with Nomura-san. I was like, what is this? What is going on?
It's like
also,
it's
yes,
respect.
we play
it's
airsoft.
like the respect thing, and it's like honor, and it's just like a different level. It's like that's the part of Japanese culture when you get to the intricacies of like boss and like who like that's like where I get lost. I'm like, yo, I'm just the foreigner here. Like, I can't understand that level. I mean, there's and I totally respect it. Like, there's like this amazing tier level of respect and honor.
There is.
And all this crazy stuff. I don't get it. But it's cool. I respect it. And I don't know if I could ever truly understand all the details, but I understand that there is a level of respect, and I respect the system. So
yeah. And then like, if you guys didn't catch like what I was trying to say during this my story was, Yes, I went to go play airsoft with my boss,
Yeah.
and he was slaying out,
By the way,
man.
I played with Nomura-san. He's in the
Yo,
front. He's in the
he's
front,
like,
like popping heads.
yeah, like he doesn't speak much English. I've tried to do as much Japanese as I can with him. He really works on his English with me. But like when we were playing, like he's literally like, Mark, go, Mark, door, Mark, window, Mark, slow down, Mark, careful. And I was like, ah, Nomura-san here, Nomura-san there, and like just click, like, yo, the guy is a machine. I'm not joking. Like he went
I
in with an
played with him.
M17, just popping fools. I'm not
Yeah,
even joking.
I've watched
Like,
him. I've
yo,
got video. I actually should probably go and edit that gameplay I did at that one field we went to. It was out in the
what, from 2019?
Gosh.
I'm still waiting for my helmet cam.
You want it? I got it somewhere. I
Yo,
gotta
you
find-
said you were gonna do it.
Dude, I got it somewhere.
Yo, Scott in my championship run.
Dude, that
I'm
championship
still
run's
waiting
awesome.
for it. I'm
Was it
still
on my
waiting
chip?
for it. Yes.
Is
Dude,
it like you
I
used my helmet?
wore I wore your helmet for both my 3-gun
Wait,
run
I've
and
got
Scott
that?
in my chat. Yes.
Okay, I'll find it. I'll find it, bro. I'll find it.
Oh my
It's one of
God,
my
this
hard
is-
drives. I've got
Dude,
like,
it's
by the way, being a YouTuber, I got
2019,
like
bro.
these like 5, 10 terabyte. I got these massive like just stack of hard drives of like God knows what footage is on these things. So I'll get them. But yeah, like hand signals. Like I ran with Nomura-san. I like
Yo.
he's pretty cool because I know he's aggressive, so I know how he's gonna play.
Yeah.
So I can kind of support him. But he's
Just a consummate professional.
he's
this guy.
good. He's good.
Wow, he is good. Like he really is. Like, and you know, which is kind of cool. Like being able to go like back in Hong Kong, everybody, at least everybody that I work with, Max, you know, Jackie, Anise, you know, of now Andrew, like we all love airsoft, but it's just so hard to arrange a time for us to go and play because you know I have football practice on Sundays. No one plays airsoft pretty much on Saturdays, and I'm not going to go play airsoft after work because I have a bunch of gym stuff I got to do, and I got a bunch of football stuff I got to do,
Yeah.
right? And a producer I got to take care of, right? And so like it's very hard for me to organize around, you know, trying to play airsoft in Hong Kong. Here, you know, with me retiring from playing football, you know, it's just way more viable for me to go play airsoft. And then like just so many of my colleagues are so passionate about it.
Yeah,
Like
your company's very
goodness.
passionate about that.
Yo, like they a lot of them don't speak English, but then they'll come talk to me about loadout ideas, or they'll come ask me about like, hey, would it be cool if I mount this a certain way, you know? And I'll sit there and I talk to it and I'll just listen. And you know, sometimes they need Ryan to translate. We need to get Ryan on the show. I think Ryan would be a good guest.
Yeah.
But like, and then I'm like, why would you care what I have to say? I mean,
Sure, the reference
do
point,
what
man.
do what you guys want to
I
do,
know.
and then yeah, you're right, but that you're right, and that's why I realized so
You're
many
the
of these
senpai.
guys, so many of these guys watched me in Red Wolf. So many of these guys, like, I'm not joking, like Dustin and the people who follow me, I'm not joking. They take my MPX and then they kind of study it. Like they've multiple times have asked me for my MPX to kind of look at. And to be honest, it's quite humbling, but it's also so refreshing to see that everybody in every department is so passionate about what we do. So our fishing guys, all they want to do is go fishing. Our airsoft guys, all they want to do is go play airsoft, which is so cool. You know, I'm not throwing any shade to anybody. Like
No.
Red Wolf, dude, like God, like those are some fantastic people, but everybody had our own different things we wanted to do.
Well, that's more of
And,
the Western approach, I think. I think Red Wolf
Yeah,
had
exactly.
much more of like a Western vibe.
For
I think
sure.
because of Paul's experience in Western business, right? So it had that Western feel, which is like, hey, you come to work, you do your thing, you get like this work family, and when you're done, you go home and you do your thing. Like that's what it was.
Yeah, and it's so cool to go there and to just kind of experience with these people who are so equally as passionate, you know. But I know our episode's running a little bit late tonight, but I think we're having a great conversation.
Yeah.
We didn't even touch on what we wanted to talk about. because
Doesn't
we did want to
matter.
talk about
We did this. This is a good
but
show.
we're gonna
We can do
push
it next
this-
week,
We're gonna
man.
push this. for
Push
another
what we
time.
were going to talk about next week. It's cool. Like I think it's a good
Yeah.
time, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's good. I don't know. Tonight's good vibe. It's a good vibe, Jono. I like I like our convo tonight. But like, yeah, for real, it's good. You know, it's a little low on the facial hair temperature.
No,
Huh?
actually, it's my new
Oh,
look, man.
really?
I'm literally trimming it back. Like, I don't know. Like, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if you can tell. This is actually all hair. Most of this is white. That's why you can't see it. So as it grows in, it gets a little on the snowy side. Now, my hair here, this is natural color. I don't color my hair. So my hair is,
Some people are so fortunate with that
yeah.
kind of natural hair
But
color.
But I'm telling you, man, like this is my natural hair color up here. It's a little snowy up into here now, and then here, yeah, I could probably audition for Santa Claus here shortly. So it's weird. My beard's gone first, so for me to kind of keep the youthful look, just trim that back kind of short.
Stu, I'm gonna talk to you, my brother. I'm gonna talk to you right now, my brother. So this is what's up. And I think I'm in a unique position to talk to you about this. I would, if I were you, I would just go full beard, full beard,
Dude, like,
and just in the shape, just like Joe Rogan style.
dude, get the beard, get the line right here. So like right there, wherever that is, keep it, shave it,
Yeah, man.
grow it
Stu,
nice, keep
dude,
it
just-
laser sharp,
just
and then
give it,
Statham it up here, man.
Yeah, dude, just Joe Rogan and up in the top.
Statham and
like
Rogan, yeah.
just get that beard going. And then you know what? It would be even better, Stu. And then you hit the gym like 4 days a week and go on like periodic fasting, and then you only eat every 8 hours. In intermittent fasting, you only eat every 8 hours, and you do cardio, like hella cardio. My God.
Well, that's
you'd
what
look
it, that's what Nelson's
you would
doing.
look like, yeah, you would look like a Viking warrior. I swear to God, because you're tall, right? Yo,
But you got to get
real.
that foot healed first, man.
Yes. Oh yeah, of course. You can't be doing squats with a broken foot. Jono does look 27, 28. I'm not gonna lie. He does.
Yeah,
Young
let
man.
me like okay. I literally I trimmed this right before the show. Let me not trim it for next show. You'd be like, bro, you look like 45. So
What?
yeah, like it's great, man.
Yo,
It's
don't out me, Jono. Damn it.
like, it's seriously like what looks like it's patchy. It's not patchy. That's just gray hair. It's white hair. So
But the thing is, like, my biggest problem is I've had like hardcore salt and pepper since I was like 13 years old.
really,
Like, just it was so when I was very young, up until I was about like 8, I had like almost platinum blonde blonde hair.
yeah.
And it
I
just
did
kind of
too.
just over time, it kind of turned into this. And when I was about 13, 14, combined with social pressures of being a teenager and in school, like, I don't know what it was, I just got like super duper gray, like you wouldn't believe. And so like when I was younger, a lot of times I used to buzz cut a lot. And because I just like, you couldn't color your hair when you went to school.
No.
I mean, let's keep it real. So I like, yeah, I buzz cut my hair like a number 1, number 2 for the longest time, like pretty much almost all throughout my youth. And I grew it out sometimes, because I still want to try to look good, whatever that means. And then so yeah, like now every time I get my hair cut, I have to get a color treatment. If not, like it just would be out of control.
That's like
But
my
with my
cousin. My
beard-
cousin's the same way, man. My cousin was gray in like high school. He was all
With my
gray.
beard, I'd be totally okay with it. Like I kind of like the little bit of gray I have.
Yeah, I like the
coming
little
in
I
down
had
here. Like,
before, but now it's like white.
Bro,
Like the
I would-
only dark I have is like this. It's here to here. Yeah, that's it.
all I'm gonna say is like what Steve said when we were at SHOT Show. Hey Mark, did you know Jono? Like Jonathan? He dyes his beard, man.
I used to color my beard. I did,
It was like
for a while.
that was the weirdest factoid that Steve
I've
told me.
never colored my hair, but I've colored my beard. Like that's
it
Steve.
was like the worst part was it just came out of left field. The conversation wasn't even about you. And then Steve was just letting me, he's like, hey Mark, did you know Jonathan used to dye his beard? I'm like, what? I looked at Steve, I'm like, what?
What? Anyway, And on that note, and on that bombshell,
That
let's wrap the
bombshell.
show up.
Yeah, if not, we wouldn't stop. Oh man, what a great show,
Yeah,
guys.
it was a great
Like,
show.
oh,
Thank you all for being here, everybody.
yes. Thank you for hanging out with us. And next week we may be able to get into. Actually, no. Next week is Independence
Independence
Day.
Day. We're gonna do
You know
Independence
what?
Day stuff.
I think we could. I think we did an Independence Day episode before, like
Yes.
last year, because I think this is like, man, it's been like a year,
Mhm.
and I think we can kind of talk about this again. And I would love to talk about Independence Day here. I got him. Ryan invited me to an Independence Day barbecue on Sunday on the 3rd. So, hey,
Let's do it.
I'll have some new experiences on Sunday.
Cool. And it's on Independence
So,
Day too.
Yeah,
Monday.
it is.
So we'll do it.
So yeah, we can definitely recap it.
Awesome.
You know, and so like tune in on Monday on the 4th, which is Monday for us.
Yeah.
And
Monday
then we'll
morning
go
for
from
you?
there. Yes.
And everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you here. It's like a little group of friends hanging out. I love it.
Yes. It's us all having drinks together, and then
Yeah.
you guys having your conversations.
Sip
and,
your coffee,
us
sip
all
your
talking
alcohol.
together. Yeah. Us all talking together. It's so fantastic. So, Independence Day show next week. Is what it is. John, anything else?
I'm good, man.
All right, man. Everybody, until the next episode, stay
Stay